My name is Zara Nanu. I'm CEO and co-founder of Gapsquare. I come from a kind of social justice, human rights background, policy background, and Gapsquare is very much a tech company based in Bristol. Building Gapsquare was my first exposure to tech and building a tech company, and kind of everything was new in that space. But we wanted to build a business that's focused around social justice, that's focused around equality, and focused around particularly helping business accelerate how they contribute to that justice and how they make their talent feel valued, increase diversity and inclusion, and overall take a bigger leap into the 21st century where business is more fair and business is more sustainable.
Brilliant. That sounds really good. And look, I'm sure most people listening to this have heard of you guys and the success that you've had. But how being part of kind of the tech ecosystem here in Bristol and the Southwest has helped you, and sort of what part you think, I suppose, what the tech festival plays, and why then it's important for people to come along and get involved?
Yeah, so we've started Gapsquare in 2015 and immediately became part of that tech ecosystem in Bristol by becoming part of Set Squared, which is an accelerator for high growth, high tech companies based at the engine shed. And what we didn't expect, we did expect that the accelerator is going to provide us with a platform where we can learn and kind of get more skills in running a business, particularly a tech business. But what we didn't expect is how quickly we're going to be thrown into an ecosystem that is so friendly, that provides a lot of collaboration, a lot of support, where there's a lot of trust between people and they can just, when they're having a hard time, they can just be honest with each other about having a hard time, when they can all celebrate successes. And we're actually, because Bristol is so ethically minded as a city, it's reflected very much in the tech ecosystem. That tech ecosystem also kind of provided validation that running a business in the space of equity and equality is normal, because everybody else was in some way running businesses that have a positive impact on the world.
Has it made sort of I suppose the growth, and you've just been acquired as well, which is brilliant. What part, if any, do you think sort of that the ecosystem, sort of the openness and collaborative sort of nature of things that happens in and around sort of Bristol has helped you guys?
I think that the openness and collaboration of the tech ecosystem is what has infused Gapsquare with energy to keep on going over the past 5 years. We've grown organically. We've bootstrapped our way to kind of a team of 12 in Bristol and having customers all over the world. So bootstrapping a business is really hard. If you don't have a collaborative ecosystem around you, if you don't have other founders being your friends and being your cheerleaders almost within Bristol, but also outside Bristol, then it is even harder. So this ecosystem has been the fuel behind the success at Gapsquare.
And I guess then sort of we would focus more sort of on then the tech festival, because again, for I think three years now, and I think it's brilliant. But I guess why do you think it's good? Why is it important to you? I guess obviously you're not sponsoring, you don't have an event on this year or anything, but I guess why are you keen to be involved, and what do you think it kind of brings to the city?
I think it's just kind of, it's an opportunity for everyone to showcase the great things that the tech ecosystem is doing in Bristol to the community and to bring the community back into the ecosystem. I've been going to London Tech Week, for instance, for years, and always felt like there's a gap in Bristol in terms of doing similar kind of events and bringing people from the community into the tech space, showing that this is not just a closed thing happening at the engine shed or somewhere else in the city. It's actually technology that affects people's lives, education, work, healthcare, joint collaborative working that happens during that week that then also spills into the rest of the year, because people continue to have conversations, partnerships are built, investments are had. So it's a great opportunity to bring everyone together, not just in tech, but beyond.
I guess what would your advice to be to people? Because I suppose some people might be listening to the podcast or have not been along to one of these tech festivals and pick some of the different events to go to. I guess they might have a view that, is it just for really deep technical people in these conversations? Is it just going to be room full of people like that? Or what would your advice be to somebody who's not been to one before?
I think one of the unique characteristics of the Bristol Tech Festival is how open it is and how inclusive it is for communities and people who are not in the tech space. And this is very important. I mean, the World Economic Forum has produced a report in November 2020 looking at the future of jobs, for instance, and 20 jobs that are on the increase between now and 2025 are very much tech roles: data science, Internet of Things, robotics. And they can be scary words if you don't come from a tech background. But Bristol Tech Festival really is a unique opportunity for people to learn that these are actually tangible, everyday things, and we all have a role to play in building those jobs and building those companies.
And that's why I love it. I think you can know nothing about technology, or you can be sort of the absolute best person in the room, but all of the events are really worthwhile coming along to.
Yeah, it's very open, it's very inclusive, it has a very open language. I love that thing that it's not using acronyms, it's not using scary words, it's making tech accessible to anyone, and it's also for any age. I've seen people who are like from young people to people in their 80s being interested in the tech festival over the past 3 years. So it's great to see that kind of engagement.